What's going on, my plant people? I am the ADHD gardener, where I use gardening, houseplants, and humor as a form of mental health therapy. And in this video, we're going to go over 5 common carrot problems that you'll come across when trying to start these in your garden. Let's go! Over the years of growing carrots, I've noticed that I haven't had a consistent amount of yield from carrots. And I had to figure out why and what was the problem. So here are the 5 reasons. It is really bright out here, so I had to turn my head around. First one has to do with, from the beginning, is germinating. Germinating carrot seeds needs a lot of water. Carrot seeds require a lot of water to start germinating. You can't be watering a little bit of the seeds and then expect a whole bunch of carrots to start sprouting. They need to be consistently watered throughout the germinating phase. You can't avoid it. They need lots and lots of water. This is what it is. It could be in containers or in the ground in itself, but the solution is still the same. You need to have a lot of water in order to start germinating these seeds. Number 2 is weather. Carrots love to grow in really high heat. Bright light, middle of summer is just what it is. Notice I am burning up in the sun right now. They are perfect for my carrots. Have you ever tried growing carrots with cold water or anything in a cool environment? The success rate for germination is not that high. Now, carrots can grow in colder climates, and especially in the fall when they love to be touched by frost. But the germination process has to happen when it's in a warm, hot environment. So that is why we start in the summertime for the fall. It needs a lot of heat. Okay, number 3 and 4 kind of go hand in hand. So number 3 is that carrot seeds have a tendency of germinating a little slower in the ground, like regular, not container gardening, not in a controlled environment. So if you're just leaving your carrots out in the middle, just leaving them out in a regular ground, chances are they will take a little bit of time, more time than you would have if you were, let's say, starting your seeds in a paper towel, a moist paper towel. Germinating this way does take a little more time, especially if your watering is not the best. So keep that in mind. But number 4 is the fact that weeds will grow at the same rate as your carrots. Now, this, as you see here, not all of this is just carrots. A lot of this is weeds. Now, what happened was, when I started this whole area, this was weed free. Now, being that the carrots took a lot of watering, and especially after this rainfall that came down, great, it watered my carrots, but it also watered my weeds, and they both came up and they're both growing at the same damn time. So now pulling the weeds is going to be extremely difficult. If you try pulling these weeds at such a delicate state of where your carrots are, chances are you could possibly pull up a carrot plant and a weed at the same time. So just keep that in mind. How would I know? I've done it numerous times before. I kind of just said, you know what? The weeds, forget it, or I'll get better at sowing my carrots. Tip or problem number 5 would be consistent watering. Your carrot plants need consistent amounts of water. Carrot plants love consistent watering. Man, you gotta water them all the time, or at the same schedule, same time, whatever it is, but you have to consistently water. I've noticed that in my own thing, because sometimes I'll be like, no, I don't need to water. That's a lie. It's just not, you just can't avoid it. I know I try to avoid it because you know how it is with me and whatnot. I like to cut corners sometimes, but guess what? Cutting corners with carrots doesn't work. Does not. If you notice that you have high amounts of sun and you need to water more frequently, water more frequently. You have to keep a consistent amount of moisture, or at least an amount of water that they're used to all the time. It's just what it is. Bonus tip number 6. Now, I just learned about this one this year when I started implementing irrigation. Now, as you can see here, I have a water timer. Now, this will feed all of my drip tape irrigation throughout my entire garden, and it works out really well, but for certain plants. I've noticed that with drip tape irrigation, or maybe this could apply to soaker irrigation as well, is that the watering is not enough for carrots. That's just an observation I've noticed, because I have the 3 lines of irrigation, but it's just not enough water, and the carrots need a lot of water at all times. So what I'm finding out is that drip tape irrigation is not enough. So you have the drip tape irrigation. It comes through, and then we have here 3 lines running across, right? Looks pretty good that most areas are going to be covered with water and irrigation. However, it is just not enough. You see there's too many open gaps, too many open spaces that will be underutilized if you decide to put carrots in here. Being that carrots can be planted really close together, considering, you can plant a lot more here than the drip tape can really provide water for. That is definitely something to consider, that carrots need more consistent amount of water, and drip tape will not really cut it if you have a large area of carrots. It's just not going to work. You can also use watering cans, above overhead sprinkler systems. Anything will do to add more water. I mean, this drip tape can work, and it does buys me some time, but I still have to overhead water with sprinklers. So keep that in mind if you're trying to implement carrots with irrigation. I hope you found this video helpful and you learned a little something about carrots and what possible problems you could encounter when you're trying to start them yourself. It has been a trial and error run. As usual, if you like my video, don't forget to smash that like button. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, then don't forget to subscribe. I drop a video every week and then some in between. You can also check me out on Facebook and Instagram. I'm on Facebook, though, the most every day. Until the next episode, go plant them carrots. Peace and love. Oof, there's a lot. You are shedding, buddy. You are shedding. Get out of my carrots. Get out of my carrots.